got in my own head. I had daddy issues, all that. Turned to alcohol and drugs. Not that it was going to fix anything, but I was just this young girl that I had a lot. I didn't know what was going to come. Didn't know where I was going to go. I had no idea. I was just living day by day.
Hey Raindrops, before we get into this episode, I want to invite you to join my community. My YouTube community, honey, of subscribers. So please make sure to subscribe to this channel. I love when y'all comment on my posts and my videos about all of my stars hopping on Reality with the King to share their lives. I cannot thank y'all enough, so make sure to like and subscribe to this channel.
Are you nervous?
About what?
This interview.
Why?
Well, I just want to know. You shouldn't be, though.
I was about to say, I don't...
Oh, good. You don't get nervous. You're a pro.
Well, no, I do get nervous about a lot of shit, but...
Oh, no, this is home.
Talking to you,
Yeah.
I know how to shut you down.
Well, they don't need to shut me down.
It depends on what you're going to ask. Nah, you giving me too much teeth right now. Don't let the red hair fool you now, honey.
No, we got 1997 Latavia in the building. The reason why this is going to be good is because we know each other.
Yeah.
And there's things the world doesn't know that they're going to be so surprised to like.
Just like the questions you're going to ask. I already know. I'm already like, I'm like, where he gonna go?
No, it's gonna be fine.
No, because of our history.
Just be present.
Ain't I sitting here? What the hell you want me to do? You want to walk outside and come back in?
Yes. All right. So Raindrops, welcome to another episode of Reality with the King.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean. No. Do I look at you or do I look there? Do I look?
Oh,
I just look
you
at
know
you.
how you've been sitting here for 10 minutes and you didn't ask me that question until I started doing my job? Okay. So.
But now they asked us to be quiet.
Not the
So
clappers.
look, I forgot about that. You got to be quiet to get the room.
It's called room tone.
So then I know now it's about to be real. So that's why I just asked you, where do I look?
You look at me.
Okay.
The person who's asking you the questions. So can I start?
No. Okay. All right.
Here we go. Look, take two. Hey, Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, baby, I'm sitting with royalty. Okay, a girl group icon, legendary Destiny's Child, founding member of the best-selling girl group of all time. Please give it up for my friend, my love, and I'm a huge fan, Latavia Roberson.
Thank you, my darling.
How are you, baby?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
People don't know that you and I are friends in real life.
Yes.
We go way back.
Yes.
Like over 10 years.
Before the babies.
Before the babies.
All that.
All that.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I want the world to know about you in this interview is that you are a fun girl. You are fun.
I am.
Bitch, you are fun. You're the life of the party. You are this sweet Southern belle who knows how to enjoy every moment she's in. Now, you don't do a lot of interviews.
I don't.
You don't. Why is that?
It's not that I don't do a lot of interviews. I don't get the right interviews. Mm-hmm. Everybody is not worthy of the things that it is that I'm supposed to say, and they need to ask the right questions.
So I feel worthy. So before we get started, what I like to do is take a trip down memory lane.
Okay.
Because you don't do a lot of interviews, and I may know a lot about you, but my audience may not. So I want to start back to the fact that, look, you are a founding member of the biggest girl group in the world.
I am.
Okay? And you started being in the group at what age?
I auditioned at 7. The other girls were 8. Yeah, I'm the baby of the group. So we were all born in 81, but I was born November 1st. So I'm the baby of the group. So everybody was 8 and I was 7.
So when you were 7 years old, did you have a dream at that age to be a singer?
At the age of 7, no, I didn't. All young girls like, oh, I want to be a singer. Actually, I didn't. I wanted to be an actress. I did a whole lot of print work, modeling, commercials and things like that. And that's the way through my modeling agency that I got the opportunity to audition for the group that eventually became Destiny's Child.
So rumor has it that you and Beyonce were friends, and
We were best friends.
you were best friends first
Yes.
in school.
Yeah, well, we didn't go to school together. We met on that day in the line to try out for the group that became Girls Time, that eventually became Destiny's Child.
And you two just hit it off.
Yes.
What was she like at that age? So you were 7. I'm assuming she was around 8.
Yes. What was she like? That was my homie. Like, that was my ace. Like, I loved hanging out and being around her. I loved being around Miss Tina and Matthew. I loved being around Solange. I loved being a part of, of the family. Even though we lived on 2 different sides of Houston.
When your mom found out that you were in the group, what was that conversation like?
Girl, I'm your mama. This what you about to do? She was like, okay, you dancing, like you rapping. Now you about to go do vocal lessons. And thank God that she made me do that. Because it changed my destiny in the group that became Destiny's Child.
So you started off being a rapper.
Yes, I was a dancer.
So you were a dancer 1st.
Mm-hmm. Hype master. Oh, I climbed the ladder now. And so it was bittersweet for me. And thank God that my mother, it was homework, work on your song that you're doing with the vocal coach. And you're going to go there and then whatever. And then eventually it paid off. So I'm thankful to my mom for that.
No, it did pay off. And what was so interesting is you guys started when you were 7 and 8. And then by the time you guys became full teenagers, because we know the story from record deal to record deal, being dropped, being picked up, you guys were signed to Columbia Records. And then, like you said, you became Destiny's Child. From 7 to about what? Were you 13, 14 when your first album came out?
That was in 96. I was 15. And they were 16.
From 7 to 15, did you feel like you lost your childhood?
I don't feel like I lost my childhood, but I do feel like there were a lot of things that I didn't get to experience. I didn't go to high school. I wanted to be a part of the debate team, like stuff like that. But I didn't lose. I gained so much, but I did. I feel like I did lose a lot. It's just because I didn't get to experience like what growing up is like in the world at that time, because this world is different.
We all know the story about being young girls wearing high heels and this sort of like obstacle course that Matthew had you guys under, this boot camp. How strenuous was it? Because we hear those stories, but you lived through it. Like, how strenuous was the scheduling and the rehearsals and the vocal lessons and the heels and running down the street?
You know what? It was strenuous, but it paid off. And yes, we did have to run and do our harmonies and all that, but We conducted a lot of our own rehearsals, and we would be at the house, and we made up our own dance routines. And I'm glad it helped us bond. It helped us get to know each other more. And yeah, at the end of the day, it was really strenuous. But like I said, we got to do it together. So as far as I'm concerned, it was really a great time as far as what I knew. That's what I knew.
When did you realize you guys were on top of the world, like famous, and that you guys made it?
Wow, that's a loaded question. When we were famous and made it on top of the world, I don't know. That's a high place to end up. But I don't want to sound cliche, but at the end of the day, the simple fact that we climbed there together, like when we went to Europe and people were getting like our names, like Destiny's Child, like tattooed on them and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, this is something that is different. It's different.
Did you ever feel like you made it?
As far as
The group, being in the group. Like, was there ever a moment being in that group where you felt like, oh, bitch, like, this is what we worked hard for? Like, was it the Soul Train Award performance or winning the award? Like, was there a pivotal moment where you, as a young girl, felt like, wow, we did all this work and now we get to reap the benefits of it?
we used to read a book called Prayers That Avail Much, and we prayed together a lot. And when we finally heard our song on the radio the first time, going to pick Solange up from school, we were like, our prayers have been answered. And we were so excited. We were elated. And just to hear that on the radio station that we listen to all the time, it's like, we on the radio. So to me, that was the moment. There were so many other things. There were Grammys, of course. There were mobile awards. There were Soul Train awards. There were all kind of awards. There were American Music Awards. There were so many other awards. But when we finally heard our song on the radio for the first time, it's like, we made it. Some young girls from Houston, we made it.
At what point in time did you and Latoya feel like things were becoming different?
I don't know that myself and Latoya felt things were becoming different at a particular time, but I just started to pay attention to things. Certain things weren't, measuring up, and I started to pay more attention.
Was it the financials and the treatment?
A little bit of both. We're not gonna harp on that though.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, and it was what it was.
There's rumors that things started to go awry in terms of the friendship in the group when boys started to get involved. And there were conversations of the fact that you and Latoya were dating the Jagged Edge twins.
No, we were.
Okay. So you guys were dating the Jagged Edge twins. Mm-hmm. And there's rumors that they were in y'all ear saying how you guys were being treated differently.
Well, you know what? That's why certain things are called rumors. Because can't nobody get in your head unless there's something to be gotten in your head about. Me and my relationship had nothing to do with what's going on with foul play being done. Had nothing to do with my relationship. Next. Because I'm sick of people trying to say that and pin that on that. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous.
So you heard that before?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tired of hearing it. And first of all, we all had boyfriends. Me and Latoya weren't the only ones. No. Okay.
You were dating Brandon.
Yes.
From the group.
Yes. My first love.
How did you two meet?
We met when we worked with Jermaine Dupri. When we were recording, we were all label mates, and we went on a Young Soul Power tour, and we hit it off. We had communication, and that's really what it was.
And how long did you guys date before you before you were removed from the group?
Oh Lord, I don't know, but we ended up being together for 10 years.
Y'all were together for 10 years?
Yeah.
I don't think people know that.
I bet they wouldn't.
There's stuff out there that he was dating other women while he was dating you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so appalled. Child cheese.
Was he faithful to you throughout the 10-year relationship?
You know what? Your answer is probably better than mine.
Did you ever suspect anything?
I'm human.
Were things ever confirmed and presented to you?
I'm human. And I'm not stupid.
So you're dating Brandon. All of you girls at this time have boyfriends. Mm-hmm. And then when it was time for you and Latoya to single-handedly just want to figure out how we're able to get our... I'm put words in your mouth, so stop me if I...
you know I'm going to stop you.
Okay. At one point in time...
But I'm not.
At one point in time, you and Latoya felt that things just didn't feel equal. And you guys were noticing some things, whether that was financial situations not being equal, treatment not being equal, and you two being teenagers, being managed by Beyonce's dad, you just wanted answers.
Yes.
And did you ever directly speak to Matthew about your grievances, or did you contact lawyers to do that for you two?
We contacted lawyers, and the plan was for us to speak, and Say My Name video came out. I don't want to really harp on this story that's like beating a dead horse, because what it is what happened, and I have spoken this story so many times. It was never between me and the girls.
Right.
It was things between management. You cannot fire the group's management. You cannot do that. And people ask me this question all the time, and I'm so tired of saying the same story because my story has not changed. Right. So I'm so tired of people asking me that damn same question about what happened. It is what it is, and it was what it was. And we're adults now, and we all have love for each other. Like, at the end of the day, like, we do.
Mm-hmm. So when you hear people who are big fans of the group and they know the history of just the relationship, when you hear people say, well, why didn't you guys just sit down and talk to him face to face? He was right there. Why did you get lawyers? What do you have to say to people who feel like things would have been different if you two would have approached him directly?
Here again, one of the things I said, when you're told that you don't do enough in a group to have a voice or whatever, then you got to take different measures. I'm done with that question right now, because that is what it was. Who wouldn't want to do that? And in my mind, it was about taking a higher role for all of us. It wasn't just about myself and Latoya.
No one has ever said that. This and listen, I'm a huge fan of the group, and I'm a girl group connoisseur, right? I have never heard that at that time, you and Latoya were not just taking a stand for the two of you.
No.
You were taking a stand for the four of y'all.
Yeah.
No one knows that.
No, never wanted to fire our whole management. We just wanted to get a business manager to go in with him. So we were all protected.
All four of you.
Yes. It wasn't about us and our boyfriends.
Why do you think people know that part of the story?
I don't know, because I think that sometimes people think that they get paid to think instead of knowing the real truth of the story. And even once you hear it over and over and over and over again, I can barely talk right now. I'm so sick of talking about this damn story. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just gets redundant, and it's just, I mean, it's 27 years later.
Are you surprised that people are so fascinated by the story?
No, because there are certain people that, even being younger, they would be fascinated by the story, especially by the success of Beyonce and knowing everything. So there are a lot of people that are younger, and then they're coming in and then they're learning the story or what it is that is being told to them. But I mean, I don't think that anybody's story is wrong. It's just everybody has their own story. And I don't think that anybody's story is wrong. It's just everybody's own reality.
And the one thing I don't think people understand too, because I know what it's like to be 15. And
Oh, I don't.
but and I think I speak for the large majority of people. At 15, our struggles was passing our tests in school, having a crush on somebody who doesn't like you back.
Yes, yes.
You know, dealing with that at 15.
Yeah.
And us feeling like we're stressed out, dealing with that. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you as well is because I know you personally, and I know that you've never had the opportunity to clear the air, which is why I'm not even asking you specific questions about that, because like you said, it's redundant. For me, it's more so about people really do have this perception that these jagged edge twins were in their ear. They got boy crazy and they didn't respect the situation. Why you didn't speak to the dad? Why you get lawyers? People, those are things that people just want to know. And I wanted to give you the opportunity to just clear the air so that you can move on. And you have moved on. Let's be clear about that. But what I don't think people understand is, as a 15-year-old girl dealing with a massive machine, we're dealing with high school shit with the coach and the teacher child, but you're dealing with a machine. And I don't think that people can really understand what that feels like at 15 years old. We're looking at Britney Spears, right? Who is now talking about her experience being a young woman in this industry. You are a young black girl in this industry. And we don't talk enough about that. We just don't. And we're now realizing, courtesy of even Britney opening up, how bad things were for these young girls. You being in this industry as a young girl, did you experience, and this is outside the group I'm talking about, did you experience some of the stuff that we're learning now about being over-sexualized, having these grown men want to be with you? There was a conversation about R. Kelly wanting you guys in his studio late at night. Like, are these some of the things that you had to experience and go through that you wish people would talk about so that you're able to warn these young girls coming into this business?
You know what? Me being in the group at such a young age, it was one of the best times of my life, no matter what, because of who I was doing it with. And we grew up together. R. Kelly wanting us in the studio after hours, I never heard that story. I just know that when we did the Life soundtrack, we were in the studio and we did the song.
With him?
He was downstairs.
He was downstairs.
Yeah. But that part of my life I would not take back. I missed out on proms. I missed out on, on so many things. But I was doing something that I loved with 3 females that I loved. And we prayed together, we grew up together. And I can't take that back. I wouldn't trade the experience for anything.
Did you experience things that you would want to just warn young girls about who are getting into this business at that age?
I didn't experience things that I would want to warn young girls about at my age at the time. But the world is so different now than when we were 15 and 16 and 17. It's changed. There's so much more that is available to young girls, and there's so many things that's put out there. And we were very sheltered. My mother was our chaperone. We couldn't go to like the clubs and all of that stuff. And we had to go do a walkthrough as Destiny's Child. And that's what it was. And then get y'all ass back to the hotel, go use y'all calling cards, and go call y'all boyfriends. Like, it was work. It was work. We traveled the world, but it was work. 14-hour days.
And you had chaperones and guardians around you ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the time. And if one didn't want to go, none of us could go.
Really?
Yes.
Y'all were a cohesive unit.
Well, we didn't make that rule.
Oh.
No, we didn't make that rule.
Okay.
But it was, so yes, we were cohesive. Yep. Yes. Yes, we were. That look, we were tight niched. Like, yeah, it was all for one, all for one.
All for one. So as we go through this timeline, so we know the story about what happened when you guys found out you weren't in the group anymore, the Say My Name video. We know all of that. What I would like to talk about is more so your mental health at that time. Because I would like to discuss more about you being a teenager, watching the music video, seeing you were replaced, dealing with legal issues, seeing the group blow up, right? And the one thing I don't think people talk about a lot is the fact that to me, based on knowing you, it was never about losing the fame and the fortune of it all. Mm-hmm. It was really about, we've known each other since 7, 8 years old, and I'm losing my friends.
Yes.
So can you talk to me about just that part of it?
It's one thing that I've said before. It wasn't just about losing my friends. It was like a marriage gone bad. A bad divorce. To where sometimes it's hard to be able to speak about those things. It's something that I really can't describe because it was such a whirlwind when it happened. And it was just hurt. Like, not because somebody did something wrong between the girls. It was just, for me, it was hurt.
How did you cope with that hurt?
Well, got in my own head. I had daddy issues, all that. Turned to alcohol and drugs. Not that it was going to fix anything, but I was just this young girl that I had a lot. And I had vultures around me and friends, vultures, like I said. And I just did it. I just lived. I don't know. It was like a smoke screen for me at that time. I didn't know what was gonna come. Didn't know where I was gonna go. I had no idea. I was just living day by day. That was it.
So to cope with the sadness, you started drinking more, um, doing drugs. What type of drugs were you doing?
Y'all hear about that?
Was it hard narcotics?
Yeah.
And were you just trying to not deal with reality?
Yes. And stupidly, um, it wasn't gonna change anything. When you wake up the next morning, that same problem still there. So as a man thinketh, you have to start trying to deal with other things. But some of us, it takes us a little longer.
Where was your mom at this time as you were dealing with that?
Being my mom, her job got taken away from her because of my decision, because I did not tell my mother.
You didn't.
No. I waited until I was 18 because I didn't need her permission.
So her job as a chaperone got taken away from her. And did she ever blame you?
You'd have to ask her. You know my mama.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask her.
Okay. Where was Brandon at this time?
You could probably tell me better than I could tell you.
He wasn't around.
No, I mean, he was there because as soon as everything happened, I moved here. We were together. Like, yes, he was definitely a support system for me during this time, during that time.
You spoke about having daddy issues. When you were removed from the group, did the rejection sort of bring up rejection from your dad? Like did that period of time make you think about your issues with your dad? Like,
The rejection and the relationship with my dad after the group, it just made me realize how much my dad wasn't in my life. And we have parents, and it's a situation that sometimes you don't have a choice as far as whatever. Sometimes you're told to stay out and all that, and that's just a relationship that my father and I had to rebuild over time.
was he around when you were younger
My parents got divorced when I was 3.
and you didn't see him beyond 3?
I did, but I didn't.
What is your relationship like him with him now?
It's great.
It's great. Okay.
Yes.
How long did you battle your addiction to alcohol and the drugs?
I don't know. I don't know. I self-sabotaged my life for a lot of years. until it's like, you know what? What's the point? It ain't changing nothing. You're only hurting yourself. I knew that I wanted kids. And I was just like, something got to change. Something has got to give.
What was that made you, that switch come in, that made you stop?
I'm like, if I continue down this path, I'm going to die. Period. And the best thing that ever happened to me at 31 was giving birth to my daughter.
She changed your life?
Yes, for sure. And she changed my life for the better. Still battling because, you know, being a single mom, all that, it ain't easy. But at this point, it's like, you're not only living for yourself. You have a whole nother being that you have to live for. And so it's hard to change. Still a struggle, still all that, because there's still problems in everything, and you always want to deal with stuff in a certain way, but you have another human being's life that you are responsible for. Can't just be about you anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you seen me when I was pregnant.
Yeah, I was there. Well, also though, how you got pregnant? I'll tell you.
Yeah, at your house when Beyonce performing at the Super Bowl.
We'll get to that in a second. But one of the things I want to go back to a little bit is after you left the group.
Please rephrase it. Rephrase it, Mr. King.
After you were kicked out.
Well, God damn it. I mean, well, could you be a little more harsh?
Okay, fine. After you were relieved of your services.
I love it.
Okay,
I love it.
We'll
I love it. I love
so
it.
after you were relieved of your service.
You made it so bad.
Aren't you good? We can laugh at this now. That's how good God is. You and Latoya were in this group called Angel.
Yes.
What made you guys start Angel?
We were just like, we got to redeem ourselves. And it was our boyfriends. And we started it with the twins from Jagged Edge. We found different girls. And we started. And we recorded some great songs that I even still listen to this day that I love. Yes. ANJEL. Yes. And it was a good time, but I was still going through my shit. Mm-hmm. So I was focused, but then there was still a relationship, and then there was that, and it was just, I'm like, I don't even know where I am. Like right now, I didn't know. I was just kind of going through the motions. But I knew that we needed to do something. I was like, I need a job. I don't, And it ended up being great, but it just ended up not working.
Why didn't it work?
Different reasons, different things with, management, just a lot of technical things.
Who was the manager of?
We didn't really, we ran a production deal with 581 Entertainment with the twins, and it just didn't work out.
Because the only picture that I remember is the red carpet photo of you guys at the Grammys. Because that's when you debuted that you were part of Angel. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was myself, Latoya, and Nadi.
Yes. And that night you won a Grammy.
Yes, I won 2.
You won 2 Grammys. Congratulations. Getting yourself back in that moment when you heard the name being called. And again, this is just real life. Did you want to run up to that stage and grab your trophy?
Of course. Who wouldn't want to go run up on the stage and get their Grammys? But Pipe down, little girls. Y'all sit here. Nope. Y'all here.
Was that hard?
It was hard, but at the same time, it was still a moment that I treasured. Because regardless of the circumstances, it was still, at that time in my life, a moment for me that will never be able to be taken away from me. When I go in my office and I look at my Grammys, listen, Linda, they still there and they still standing, they still shining.
Latoya recently did an interview, and like you two have this spirit of just light and life and just moving on. And because I think a lot of times people expect y'all to be bitter, right? And you two don't even have a spirit of that.
Oh, like Jesus, I've been told that I am the bitter one of the group for so long, and I don't understand why.
They say that about you?
Yeah. They say I'm a bitter one because I haven't recorded an album. What do I have to be bitter about? I'm a part of history. Why am I bitter? No matter what. I was just with Beyonce last month. Hello, somebody.
We'll get to that later.
Shut up, Carlos.
We'll get to that later. But no, Latoya made a joke about how, like, well, damn, bitch, when y'all made it as a trio, y'all wearing Christian Dior, having all these fabulous clothes and all this other shit. Was that something that, again, we can laugh at it now, but at the time you was like, well, damn, these bitches got on stage and all this other stuff. Was it just something that you...
Child cheese in my Mila voice. I mean, that was just my reality. I mean, I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't. I didn't know why. I didn't know how. I didn't know why it was a difference or anything. At that time, I felt slighted. And then that just goes to the point of not talking about being bitter. Like, I wasn't bitter about that. That was just the cards that were dealt to me at that time.
But can I be honest?
Yes.
At 15, 16, and 17, I think we all would be bitter at that time. I don't think this. I think sometimes people have to, not being bitter now. I'm saying I would have been bitter at 15, 16, 17 if that was my situation. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at that time. I think 20 years later, then clearly that's an issue.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Since I left the group, guess what? I didn't leave in vain. I knew that there was something that was not right, and I spoke about it, and I took measures to make sure that they were addressed. Period. Dot. There was nothing else that I can do at that point in time. There was nothing that was going to change. It is what it was, and it is what it is, even still to this day.
So fast forward to you recovering from your addiction. You say your daughter saved your life. You started to be in a position to where you were figuring life out.
Yes.
You moved to Atlanta. You left Houston, and you really were on this path of just self-discovery.
Yes.
Right? So that's around the time you and I met. And what people don't know is my show, The Encore, not only are you a founding member of Destiny's Child, you're also a founding cast member of The Encore. That people just don't realize. I built The Encore around you and Mila from 702. And Shamari. Do you remember this?
Yes. I do. That's why I love my men so much, because females sometimes they don't mesh. Females just don't mesh. Too catty. Like, sometimes. Thank you.
So around that time, I'm doing this pilot because I'm a girl group connoisseur, and you and I met and we hit it off instantly. During that time, because you brought this up earlier, I had a Super Bowl party at my house. Mm-hmm. And you were there, Mila from 702, yes. Kenya Moore.
Yeah, she came because she was late from performing at the Super Bowl performance. Beyonce, she said that she was late because she had to fly back in. Yes, she said. She's like, I'm sorry I'm late. I just had to go perform.
That?
She's like, I had to perform halftime, y'all. Yes, Miss Kenya. I couldn't even have no cocktail because my pregnant ass.
We'll get to that too. So at my Super Bowl party, it was you, Tamika Raymond was there.
Yes.
Sheree and Kenya met for the first time at my Super Bowl party. We had Mimi from Love and Hip Hop.
Oh my gosh, it was so many people.
Erica Dixon.
Yes.
Mila from 702 already said. It was like.
It was so many people
yes.
there. And I'm over there in the corner in your kitchen. You said, my girl, can I get you a cocktail? I'm like, no.
Not telling me you're pregnant. But I remember a moment too, which is just so, because again, we're friends. And I had a Super Bowl party because I do almost every year. And I invited you. And it's funny because a friend of mine saying, like, well, damn, bitch, you invite Latavia. She has to watch Beyonce perform at the halftime show with Kelly and Michelle. Is going to be awkward for her. And at that time, I thought like, but that's my point.
People are so, oh my gosh. So I told you, people don't get paid to think.
You didn't feel some kind of way, did you?
Absolutely not. I was going to be mad if I got there too late and I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I'm like, Carlos live across the damn country. I was like,
yeah.
And I can't have no cocktail because I'm pregnant.
So seeing that because again, I was reminded of that moment, the group reunited on stage, and you were there in my living room, and we're all watching it together, singing along. What was that like for you? I never asked you that question because again, we're friends. I didn't think, I wasn't even thinking that way.
I was just wanting to see a great performance. Like, that was it. Like, I didn't expect anything or anything. Why would I be at your house like, I hope one of them fall? Like why? Like, why would that be? No, I've supported all of their careers, every last one of them. I'm not bitter.
Well, I know that. Yeah. There's nothing bitter about you at all. So here I am creating a pilot for you. It wasn't called The Encore at the time. It was called.
The next something girl group,
Last Chance Girl Group.
I was like, Lord have mercy.
It was called Last Chance Girl Group.
I remember going into the bathroom and taking off my mic, saying, I'm out. I'm done. Why are you laughing?
Because we had a deal with another network. Yes. And then you had an opportunity to do R&B Divas.
Insane.
So the producers
Let me flip my red hair.
Yes, please do. So the producers of R&B Diva found out that I was doing a pilot with you, Mila. It was Shamari and some other, Felicia Fallon.
Aubrey.
Yes. And they contacted you and Mila to be a part of R&B Divas. And do you remember I had to come over your house because you said I want to have a meeting with you.
We were sitting on my couch.
Yes. And you would not look at me. And I knew something was wrong because we're close, but you would not look at me. And then your manager at the time, it was very awkward. I'm like, this ain't, because you're fun. Like how you are now. You're fun. You have all this personality. I walked in your crib. You don't look at me. You sit on the couch. Your manager started doing all the talking and pretty much said, Latavia has an opportunity to do another show, and we no longer can continue on with this show that you're doing for her. And I remember asking you straight up, is this R&B Divas? And he wouldn't say, and I said, I know it is. You literally did not say a word. I got up out of your couch. I walked over to you. I gave you a hug and a kiss on the cheek and said, good luck.
And you left.
And I left. And listen, real talk. This is reality with the king. We didn't speak for years.
Yeah.
We didn't speak for years. And me just being honest, right? My feelings were hurt.
I can only imagine why.
My feelings were hurt because I felt like I've invested so much in rebuilding you at that time in your life because I knew how important that was. But I knew that an opportunity, because we were shooting a pilot. No, it wasn't a guarantee to be a series.
And I baby.
You had a baby.
I by myself.
Yes.
I needed to be able to make a living.
Exactly.
For myself and my child.
And that's why I wasn't angry at you, because I knew that you had to make the best financial decision for you and your daughter. As much as and we'll get to the part later, but as much as I was hurt, I understood it, which is why my spirit still allowed.
Thank you, and I'm sorry that you were
hurt.
Oh
no, but I'm human. That's what I'm saying. I'm honest. At that time, my feelings were hurt, but I wasn't angry to the point where I couldn't not hug you, kiss you on the cheek, and say, good luck, baby. Because I knew how important that opportunity was for you at the time. Now, so you do R&B Divas. What was that experience like? Since you left my shit and started doing something else. With a bunch of girls you don't know. But go ahead, girl. How was that experience for you?
You tell me. You seen how that shit unfolded. I don't even know.
So you're on the show with Kiki Wyatt, Angie Stone, Monifa. Was Nikki Gilbert?
No.
No, Latasha Scott.
No.
No, Latasha was after y'all, right? Yes.
Yeah. No, because after I was on there, they shut it down.
Okay, so it was Latasha was it?
No, she was on before, I think. No.
After.
No.
I don't know.
See how relevant that is.
Well, I didn't watch it, so go ahead.
I watched it for 3 episodes and I stopped.
Only 3? Okay. But no, all jokes aside, what was that experience like for you?
A joke.
Latavia.
I'm not even laughing. It made me understand what reality TV is about and what it could be. They took my kindness for weakness, and everything that should have been, they did not show. I was this little weak little person that was in a little box in the corner somewhere, and they did not show who I was or what I represented on that show at all. Production totally twisted my whole story and made it about their ratings, which was the highest ratings that they had. But then, and when I was ready for them next season, all of a sudden they don't even do it anymore.
So what was your experience like in the sense of, did they try to put you in a box and make your voice the main story, whether or not you can sing?
That wasn't supposed to be what it was about. And there were so many other aspects to my story. They didn't show all that. They showed me getting bullied by, I guess, the OGs of the show and all that. They didn't show me when I was up in their face. And they showed none of that. None of it. And that is about me being outlet throwing drinks in people's face and all that. That shit is dumb. But nothing about where I was at that time and what I was going through got portrayed on the show at all.
Did you feel like the OGs were hazing you?
It didn't seem like that until I watched the editing of it. And then it's always all these other conversations. Why y'all in my, you know, it is what it is. That's water underneath the bridge. Glad that it's been over for 15 years. That long ago.
It's been 15 years. Did you get along with the girls?
Yeah,
You did.
I did. That's why it was so weird to watch it back.
And I remember you being on Wendy Williams' show.
Yes. Love her. I love her.
And then a lot of people felt she was being disrespectful by asking you to sing. Do you get offended when people try to...
Production asked her to do that.
Production asked her to do that. Does it offend you when people say things like she can't sing?
No. It doesn't, because I know I can sing. That has nothing to do with anything. I choose not to sing. I am the captain of this ship. Period. I don't have to. I don't have to prove anything to anybody except for myself. There are a lot of people that do things and they try to prove things to the world, but I have to prove things to myself, especially because of the things that I've been through, the downfalls and everything like that. If I let myself, this ring right here says, I am enough. I am enough. Look at this face. I'm enough. I'm 42 and I still look good.
Let's go back to your children.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh Lord, what about them kids? Jesus. Oh Lord, what about them?
So you have 2 kids.
I do.
And when I met you, while we were trying to work on something together, you met a guy who was a producer in Atlanta. And
I met him before that.
oh, y'all knew each other before?
Yeah.
Back when you were in the group?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that he was stalking me that far before we actually ended up, what you call, I guess, dating. No, my baby daddy wanted to be with me. It's like he always said that he had a little thing for him. He pursued me for like 6 years.
What made you say yes finally?
I just said yes. And we had fun. We had a lot of fun.
There were these accusations that when you and him were dating and you got pregnant, that he was in a long-term relationship with another woman.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes. I got called a home wrecker. Had no idea about this woman or anything. Had no idea at all. Again, I was bamboozled. Yeah.
How did you find out?
My manager at the time was like, I'm sitting there, I'm pregnant as hell. I hope you sitting down. And was like, I'm about to send you a link. And it was this woman saying that I wrecked their relationship and all that. I got confronted.
She confronted you?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
At a Magic Johnson event.
Not a foundation.
And Mila was with me.
Wait a second. You're at a Magic Johnson Foundation event. Okay. And you're how many months pregnant?
Probably 6 months.
You're 6 months pregnant. And your baby daddy's, is it wife or girlfriend?
Well, I don't know what they were.
Long-term partner confronted you to your face.
Yeah.
And said what?
That's irrelevant. I told her, I was like, I didn't know anything about you. And this is not anything. I don't want him. You can have him. That's it that I'm gonna say about that because it was ridiculous. I had no idea at all, at all, and I put that on my own life. I had no idea, and I got called a home wrecker.
When you confronted him about it, was he straight up honest?
The lies of it all. Did you think he was gonna tell the truth?
Did he do the typical thing guys do in terms of, I mean, we together, but we ain't together, that sort of thing? We just live together?
You know what? It's so much that I don't give a damn about it that I don't even remember what he said to me. Because I don't care. I got put in a position and I'm 6 months pregnant and I'm still going through pregnancy by myself. So I didn't give a damn what he had to say. Didn't matter. Next question.
So then you have the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Was he a present father throughout that time in your life?
Next question.
You have a son.
Yeah, I do.
Is he the father of your son?
He is.
The distance between your daughter and son is about 8 years.
6.
6 years.
Yes. I had 2 miscarriages in between.
By him?
No.
By someone
in
else?
Another
relationship. So you two reconciled.
If you call it that.
What made you go back after experiencing that pain?
It's a question that I still ask myself to this day. I love him because he's the father of my children. Mm-hmm. I ain't a nasty bitch, but I can be one.
What is your relationship like now with him?
Existing.
Is he a present father?
Next question.
So you're now a single mother of 2.
I am.
How is life like now for you in that state?
My children, how's life for me in the state of being a single mother? My children give me life. I be wanting to chop their heads off. But my children give me life. They give me a reason to live. They give me a reason to sit here and talk to you right now. They give me a reason to go and speak about a lot of things. I love to speak to single mothers. Hence the reason why I've started my nonprofit organization to speak to young girls and the transformation and what it is that you have to do to become a strong, independent woman out here. People, I don't need no man. I can't stand when women say that. It's okay to be an independent woman. I don't need a man. But yeah, I need a man. There are so many aspects to life that a man contributes. And I'm not, there's single fathers out here. You know, so I'm just a woman that at the end of the day, I do what I gotta do to strive for my children. And as hard as the struggle is, I'd rather that struggle than a lot of the other struggles that I've been through in life.
One of the biggest questions people ask is whether or not you are good financially.
Well, I don't understand why that's anybody's business, but I don't have any problems paying my bills. Can they pay my bills? Can they pay my telephone bill? Can they pay my automobile? If they could, then then don't chill.
You better give me a chorus.
My bills I paid just fine.
And because one thing that even I don't know this because I'm not in the music business, you still get Is it residuals or royalties?
Yes, I do.
Based on The Riders from the Wall, which is the biggest selling album of the group's history.
Yes, and it's not because of just the royalties, but it's because I did co-write on 6 of the songs on the album, and I did co-write on 2 on the first album. So yes, every time they play "Say My Name" and my son walks around singing it around the house, yes, honey, I almost want to do a strip tease and tell him to make it rain on me.
So you get paid every time that song plays on the radio, on concerts, and everything else.
Spotify, yeah. That's why people don't understand how important publishing is. It's not about whether you can sing. There are only 4 ways in this industry that you can make money. And being able to sing is not one of them, since people want to know why I don't sing. Because guess what? I'd rather make a check while I'm laying in my bed. Check, please. Don't check me, boo.
So the publishing money's good.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And that's one thing that anybody that wants to be an artist, no, write your own music, play the instruments, do the tracks, do that. And then it's touring, and then it's merchandising. Outside of writing your music and then being a producer, those are the 4 ways that you make money. I mean, outside of other things, but like people think that because you can sing, you're just gonna be rich. No, that's not it. Do your research.
What is your relationship like now with Latoya Luckett?
You know what? Latoya and I, even though we live in different cities now, but we had our distance just because, life, marriage with her and her kids, and we all have lives. But my relationship with Latoya is it's very good right now. It really, really, really is. And I can say that with a big smile on my face.
Did you two have a falling out, or was it okay?
No, we didn't. Okay. Just life happens, and life is what it is. Mm-hmm. And I like it better now that we grown. You ain't got to talk to everybody every day, every week, and all that. It just gets boring and tiring and all that. We ain't little no more. Mm-hmm.
You was in Houston.
Yes.
And you posted a picture of you being in Houston.
Yes.
And then 30 seconds later, the post was deleted. Before it was deleted, everybody reposted you being in Houston. And this happened recently during...
Oh, you mean in the airport, that picture?
In the airport.
Okay.
Yes, in the airport with the Houston sign, and you were like, you were in Houston, and you deleted it. Why?
It just needed to be done at that time.
Did Beyonce call you and say, bitch, what are you doing?
No, she did not.
Did her manager call you?
No. It just got deleted because of with my brand, and it was just a team decision.
In 30 seconds?
Yeah.
A team decision meaning Parkwood team?
No,
team?
my team. No. How can they tell me to take my picture down of me in Houston? It did not mean that I was going to her concert.
So you saw how the fans went crazy, did you?
Little bit.
So the Renaissance tour happened. Mind you, years ago, we did see a picture of you and your mom, Cheryl, at backstage with B.
Mm-hmm. In 2018.
In 2018. That was the first time you saw her
since 2017, 18? 2018, yeah.
So when you saw her for the first time in way over 10 years, in that, like, what was that feeling like, or conversation like?
It was love. I met the twins. I was back there with Solange, Blue, like my mom, like Jay, like it was great. It was great. The conversation wasn't about that because it was irrelevant. It was in that moment. It was what it needed to be. Over an hour, like, yeah, it was great.
Did
You
get
don't
emotional?
even believe me, do you?
No, I do believe you. No, I know you personally. I do believe you. Were you emotional?
Yes, but not crying emotional. It was just a moment that needed to happen. And I did say to myself in that moment, I was like, you know what? If I never see her again, this is what I needed. It was wonderful for me.
Were you ever mad at her?
No,
Or you were going through that?
no, not at all. People around me was mad at her. I'm like, why? Y'all stupid.
It's interesting because a lot of people think she's the biggest bitch in the world and mean. And I listen, I know based on our conversation, she's the opposite of that. And I met her a few times. Just like how you're this sweet Southern belle,
Oh, but I know how to be a bitch. I mean,
well,
you got to
everybody
be
has
that
a
sometimes.
bitch in them, but fundamentally,
Like I said, we never argued. I never had issues with her in my whole experience or whatever. We never got into an argument, a fight, or anything like that, ever, never.
so you're in that moment you're with the family, it's you and your mom, and y'all talking for over an hour, and it was just like, and it's skipping beat.
We were there. The moments where y'all saw us laughing, we were talking about moments like on tour, remembering moments. It was what it was supposed to be. And it was so good for me. Like, I loved it.
And I'm probably really good for her too.
I can only imagine whether it was or it wasn't. I can't, say that for her, but I know that it was worth us. I know that those laughs and the pictures that we were in the back, we was really laughing. Like, we were laughing. It was a good time.
Are you surprised by the success that she has attained for herself?
Not at all. Why would I be surprised by Beyonce's success? I remember one of the things that she always said to me. She's going to have an all-female band.
She said that to you at 15.
She always said, even if it was going to be with us, she always said it. Everything that now woman has ever said to me has come to fruition for her. Very proud of all of her success.
All female band sheets.
All of that. She even got pregnant women up there playing for her. It's just amazing. And just to see the person that she is, she's always been a goat.
And Latoya shared the story to Tank on his podcast, R&B Money, that I had to repost because one thing about you girls, right, you and the founding members and Michelle as well, is the fact that I met all of y'all. And one thing I will say is fundamentally, y'all are the sweetest things in the world. Like just the sweetest things. And Latoya shared the story about how y'all would be in the studio and B would help you guys with the chorus and with your solos because she took that role as the mother of the group really seriously. It wasn't like, well, bitch, is your part, I'm leaving. And she talked about how one time y'all all had a day off and y'all got to like enjoy being kids and playing and having fun. And B was in her car in the hot sun writing songs. Like, is that the picture that you have too of her, which is why she's where she's at today?
I just think that it was ordained for her to be where she is today. I don't think that anything that we experienced together put her where she is. Her mindset of the woman that she wanted to become and the woman who she now is what led her to where she is right now. And you can't fuck with destiny at the end of the day, like at all.
So going back to your deleted post. So you're in Houston.
You say one more thing about that deleted post, I'm gonna throw you across this room, son of a bitch.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh, bitch!" They probably said, "Bitch, I'm gonna kick you out again." I'm teasing. So
it might happen, even though I didn't get rebooted back in there. It might happen again. It could happen. You know, what they call it, hindsight,
Right.
deja vu,
PTSD.
something like that. Something like that.
So you're there, and I want you to really be present for this moment that I'm about to share with you. Because I want you to understand your role in history. Because I don't think you give yourself enough credit myself. I don't.
You amongst other people.
Yeah, I don't think you give yourself enough credit for the relevancy that that group has. Yes, Beyonce has become like the queen of music, and we're all proud of her, and she deserves every single blessing that God has ordained her to have because she worked hard, she manifested
Absolutely.
this, and like I'm still gagging that she said at 15, I want an all-female band, and years later she did that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you personally give yourself enough credit because you still matter.
And I don't. And it's something that...
You don't think you do?
No, I don't give myself enough
Oh,
credit.
you don't? Gonna say yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm at a point right now in my life. It's not a crossroads anymore for me. I do realize that I'm a part of history. I'm a part of one of the best-selling female groups of all times. And guess what?
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah.
But I did go through a lot of things, and sometimes when you feel a certain way about yourself in life, and then just to now in my 40s, I'm getting my flowers that I deserve. And I am really, really, really grateful. Okay, said I wasn't gonna cry. I'm really grateful for the place that I am right now. I've made my circles smaller because everybody's not supposed to be in my life. Everybody ain't supposed to go everywhere with you. But I am a part of history. And I love it. I love me for what role I played in that part of history. And it'll never be taken away from me. Can't nobody take it away from me no matter what. Nobody.
Why do you get emotional when you talk about that?
Because I used to be so down on myself. Because of things that I went through, I'm like, you don't deserve that. They're like, bitch, you got Grammys. I've had so many things taken away from me, stolen from me, my identity stolen twice, just all kind of things. And for me to be at the place where I am now, and people are like, Latavia, we love you, we rooting for you. It means a lot to me. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I ain't crying. I ain't gonna mess up my outline. But it's a humbling moment for me where I am right now at this moment in the present where you told me to be. I'm a different person than you knew before.
I can tell. You're healing.
Yes.
You're healing.
And then, you know what? It's not a day by day. It's a moment by moment for me. And my life couldn't be better even with the struggles that I go through every day. All I do is wake up and say, Lord, I thank you that I have air in my lungs to breathe. Because there's so many times I thought I should have been dead, honey. And I'm here. Dear God, I'm here. Oh gosh, you did it. You made me do it.
Well, thank you, but yeah. Okay, switching gears.
Yeah.
I don't want you to cry. Okay, so look, bitch, we saw you in your onesie, bedazzled, and your ponytail at the concert. This was the reason why I'll talk about your relevancy. We care. Y'all trended. We
And that
care.
is my real ass.
That's your real booty. Okay. And you've always been a thin girl because people like, is Latavia okay? She's sick. She's so skinny. She's thin.
Let me tell you something. People be talking about my chicken legs. Let me tell you something. Stress is a mess. I've gone through some things. I've ended up in the hospital twice or whatever, and I lost some weight. I'm not sick. I'm not at a point to where I'm on a dead burden. I done lost some weight. What people fail to realize, though, which I can't stand, is that, oh, she was a thick one of the group. I was 115 pounds when they were saying that I was a thick one of the group. I weigh that now. I done just had 2 babies and 2 miscarriages, and not like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like life is different. No, I am not sick or anything like that. I am just fine. I go through things that people go through, and for my age and my height, I'm actually at the perfect weight right now. Do I want to be thicker? Yeah. Like I said, stress is a mess, honey. So, no, I'm not sick at all. At all.
Good. So you're in Houston.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know that.
Well, we're sick and tired of this not even happening because you're in Houston. On one side is you and Latoya. On the other side is Kelly and Michelle. And B's on stage. So, of course, we're like, are we about to get a DC5 reunion?
Me and Latoya and Michelle and Kelly were sitting right there with Jay-Z. We went on different sides of the stage.
Y'all weren't.
No, we were all in the same section. Right there next to each other, hugging, Miss Tina.
Whose idea was it for all you girls to be in Houston together?
I don't know. I just got my invite and I went. I mean, come on now. My son be walking around singing a Renaissance album, so shit. I went.
That was such a real bump. You said, look, bitch, I got a ticket and I'm going.
It was to give it to me. No, I got myself there. I wanted to have my moment, my moment, honey. I'm one of one.
I'm the only one, bitch. So, look, honey, are we getting a Destiny Child reunion?
Oh my gosh. You should probably be the tooth fairy and put a note underneath your pillow and then call me like next week and let me see if that's going to happen. Let me know.
So there was no conversations in Houston that day about it?
Oh, a good girl never tells.
Would you be open to it?
Why wouldn't I be?
Because the 25th anniversary is approaching.
Carlos, first of all, open your eyes while you talking to me. Open your eyes. I cannot see what you thinking right now. I just see your teeth smiling right now. I don't know what you're trying to say. Ask me what question. I already answered it, but ask me the same question about 6 more times, so I can give you the same answer.
Okay, because this is...
I don't know.
This is my vision for it.
I don't know.
Okay, no. I'm going to tell you what I think.
I don't know.
Okay, my vision is this. It's you, Latoya, B, and Kelly, and y'all start the concert singing songs from the first album and The Writings on the Wall. The best album that DC has ever done is the best. It's number 1. And then...
Listen, Linda.
And then there's her intermission. And then all of a sudden...
You lose your breath.
No. Ooh! See, I've been thinking about... No. I'm going to get you. No. And then the concert starts off... The reunion is the 4 of y'all. The founding members. Okay? Then y'all sing Bugaboo, Bills by Bills. Y'all sing Say My Name.
I throw my page out the window.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, 4 turns into 3 when the Charlie's Angel symbol comes. And that means Michelle is there and you and Latoya are on the side.
Kicked out the group.
Y'all kicked out for that moment. And then the final song where all 5 of you are on stage.
It's a song that we'd have recorded together.
I was going to say Independent Woman because all of you guys are independent women. But it's part 2. Not part 1.
I'm so glad that you have so much time to be in your head when you lay down at night.
I do
Oh
know.
my God, that was not a read. It was just,
That's who I am.
It was my moment that I just had right now.
Okay, so that was never discussed in Houston.
No.
Okay. But you'll be open to a
Maybe.
reunion. You said maybe.
Like I said, go ahead. As a man thinketh, go ahead and get in your head space in your bed and write those things and put them underneath your pillow. See, Too Fairy gonna leave you some money.
Can you tell Beyonce and Parkwood that I would like to produce it?
Hey, Beyonce and Parkwood, Carlos King would like to produce. What is it that you want to produce?
The Destiny's Child reunion with all 5 members.
And scene.
You did reunite with Matthew Knowles in Houston.
You know what? That was a very pivotal moment for me in my life. With me talking to you about alcohol and drugs and all that. For 2 decades, I let, for a person that I felt like took away my confidence and, things like that. Couldn't be in certain rooms with him. Or he said he wasn't coming or things like that. But at the Renaissance tour in Houston, my hometown, that I was honored to be at, I was literally sitting there, and my brother Ryan was like, "Girl, where you going?" I was like, "Matthew just walked in here." I was like, he's like, I'm about to follow you. I just saw him, and I was like, he said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm about to go hug Matthew." I didn't give a damn how he felt or anything like that. I got that monkey off my back. And I went, and it was one of the most honoring hugs that I got. I didn't expect. I thought it might have been, no, it was really, as far as what I felt, it was heartfelt. I mean, he introduced me to his wife and everything. It was just like, it was a good moment for me to let go of a lot of shit that I've been holding on to for no damn reason. That man cannot stop me from what God has ordained for me. Can't stop it. So it was nothing but love in that hug, and I'm so glad that it happened. It was one of my highlighted moments of the year. And then us being able to be, I hadn't seen Kelly in so long, but for us, I'd seen Michelle at LaToya's wedding, but for all 4 of us to be sitting right there and watching Beyonce perform, it was great for me. It was great for me.
Which is all that matters. All that matters. What's next for Latavia Roberson?
What's next for Latavia Roberson? I just launched my Queen's collection, my lip glosses and my palettes for my eyes and everything like that. I'm so happy about that. I'm also partnering up with Private Label to do my hair. For everybody that loves my blondes and all that, I'm having exclusive hair for them. That's actually how my hair is dyed. I'm on Latavia's blonde. It's coming very soon. The La Papillon Foundation, my nonprofit organization for young girls. It's about transformation and showing these young girls how to be who they are, be themselves, and just own who it is that you are. I'm also partnering with Muse Closet, and I'm doing a collection, and I'm showing again at New York Fashion Week this coming year in 2024. And there is Seductress, my lingerie line. So there are a lot of things that are going on with me, and I'm partnering up with some people as well to do some things as far as my acting goes. Oh, and I am executive producing 2 shows that I've been developing for the past 5 years.
Okay. You're on the road to coming back.
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You gonna stay in Atlanta? You gonna go over the world? What you gonna do?
You know what? I don't know. Sometimes you might feel like home is where your heart is, but we're gonna keep that up in the air.
Home like Third Ward? How you
Third Coast.
Third Coast. How you do it?
H-Town. Bye-bye.
Okay. Is this it?
No, you gotta put your finger, put your thumb back.
Oh, thumb back?
Yeah.
And then this?
And then I'm from Acres, so 4 up, 4 down. That's my hood that I grew up in.
Well, I'm from Detroit, so we do this.
Okay.
That a
From
D?
the D.
Wait, is that a B or a D?
No, that's the D. No, B is this in sign language. That's B. D is this. Look, I know. Look, A, B, C, D.
Oh God, listen. Thank you so much. You do not do interviews. You're very private. This means the world to me that you're on my podcast. I have loved you since you were saying no, yo.
But
And
I
was
just
saying,
said yes to you.
So no, I thank you for this, and I'm proud of the woman you're becoming.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And I know that God is going to.
And I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings.
Oh, it's fine. No, it goes. Please, no. I'm happy that. No, listen. All jokes aside, everything happens for a reason. It really does.
It does.
And
that didn't happen.
And
no. That other one didn't happen.
And you're going to. This is your season.
Thank you.
This is your season.
I received that.
To reap what you sow. Okay?
I received that.
And I love you dearly.
I love you back, baby.
Love you, sis.
I love you.
Very proud of you, baby. Of course, baby. Proud of you. Mwah. Good. That's a wrap.
And see.